Okay, here is homework, Unit 2, Lesson 4 homework. I just want to go over a couple of questions. Number 12, when you're multiplying in scientific notation, you just want to give your answer in scientific notation too. So you do 2 times 3 first, and that would be 6. And then the laws of exponents, 10 to the third times 10 to the second equals 10 to the fifth. Of course, when you multiply the same base by the same base, you add the exponents. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And that is your answer. The first number here has to be between 1 and 10, and it is, for it to be in proper scientific notation, and there's no more to do with that. The second one is just like, basically the 13th one is like the 12th. Again, 2 times 3 is 6. And then 10 to the 6th times 10 to the 3rd, you keep the base when you're multiplying, and you add those exponents. 6 plus 3 is 9. To move this down a little bit, very easy. Number 14, a little bit more difficult because this is 10 to the negative third and there's really nothing there. What you still have to do is, it's kind of like a 1. You could rewrite it as 1 times 10 to the negative third. So it would be 4 times, and it would be 1. All right, 4 times 1 is 4. Then you would do the same thing, 10 to the 6th times 10 to the negative third. And remember, when you get into these negatives, it's a little bit more difficult. So just go over here and say 6. Remember, you still have to add the exponent. 6 plus a negative 3 equals negative 3. So, I'm sorry, equals positive 3. 6 plus negative 3 is a positive 3. And the first number is between 1 and 10. And that is your answer. Next one. 15 is 1 times 3.4. It's 3.4. Nice and easy. 10 to the third times 10 to the negative 8th. Remember, you keep the base, and this is multiplication. So you're adding the exponents. 3 plus a negative 8. All right, so 3 plus negative 8 is negative 5. And again, this is in proper scientific notation. Numbers between 1 and 10. 3.4 is between 1 and 10. And that's it. For number 16, again, 8 times 7 is now 56. So right there, I know it's not going to be in scientific notation right at the end, and I'm going to have to change it. 10 to the negative 5th times 10 to the negative 3rd. Keep the base, add the exponents, negative 5 plus a negative 3. Negative 5 plus a negative 3 is a negative 8. And unfortunately, that is not it, because this number right here is not between 1 and 10. That's a 56. All numbers have a decimal right at the end there. I just put a little decimal, and I'm going to move that to make it a number between 1 and 10. And if I do move it to the left 1, I am making it a 5.6. But since I moved the decimal to the left once, I made this smaller by 1. Made that small. I have to make this exponent larger. Since I made that smaller, I have to make that exponent larger. And if I moved it only once, that means I have to make it larger by 1. So I'm going to make something larger by 1, you add 1 to it. So negative 8 plus 1 is a negative 7. And that is in scientific notation. So this first answer is not in proper scientific notation because number 56 is not between 1 and 10. To convert it, you move it once to the left. You made that smaller by 1. You add 1 on the exponent side to make it larger. And that's it. Number 17. 5 times 3. 15. Again, not a number between 1 and 10. You know you have work to do there. Times 10 to the 7th. I'm sorry, 10 to the 7th times 10 to the 14th. I'm going to go over here. 7 plus 14. I know that is 21. So it's 10 to the 21st. Number 15 has a decimal at the end of it. I'm going to move it over once, and I'm going to make it a 1.5. All right. So I'm going to put an S for smaller. I made that smaller. Since I made this side smaller, I have to make this side larger. And I only moved that once. I moved the decimal over once. So that means I'm going to make this larger by 1. And 21 plus 1 is 22. And that is basically it for that side. That's number 17. To go over to division. Actually, I'm going to do division on a separate file. All right. And that's it for the multiplication. See you later.